Welcome to SJ Talks. This is Krishna with another new leadership podcast series. Today we have Mr. Madhusudhana Rao, a global AI leader with leading a large scale tech projects, currently now driving enterprise AI innovation. Let's welcome him onto the show. Thank you so much sir, for being on the show.
Krishna, thank you for inviting me to the show. Pleasure being here.
What inspired your transition, like a career transition from engineering to a global executive role in AI and as well as a digital transformation?
See, it was not a sudden shift. It was gradual. It was an evolution driven by exposure to international customers, design, development, testing, deployment, and post-deployment support. So typically it has been the curiosity, self-learning and continuous learning, staying relevant with the technology, and also I had a huge amount of opportunities working on different technologies, customers, travel, and these things led me to be more relevant, and also challenges that I faced. Regular learning and upskilling has been the major reason behind this kind of achievement and growth, and it continues. So I truly believed in this continuous learning, whether it is a simple, small, medium, large, technology based, or self-learning, or a soft skill side of it. I would love to recommend that, and that made me stay relevant into the technology.
That's good to know, sir. How do you define enterprise AI today?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
And I believe one more question to add on. So, how does it get evolved in the past over the 2 decades?
See, enterprise AI is the core business capability nowadays. You need to embed the intelligence across the enterprise systems, value chain, from customer engagement to operations, the supply chain, and decision making. So it has evolved from descriptive analytics to predictive analytics to prescriptive, and now generative and agentic AI systems that we have now. So now modern enterprise AI agents in particularly, these are generating out real-time data platform, data analytics and insights using multi-cloud, edge computing, IoT and industrial IIoT, and digital twins, etc. technologies, including the cyber security part of it. So the value lies here in operationalizing and combining these technologies and using them and implementing a customer experience to the optimum level, user experience. And basically it is to save costs, improve user experience, improve the processes, and trying to stay relevant and usable to the human life. It could be any part of the world, but those are all very relevant. And while that happens, the user experience is optimized, you need to see you save costs, you optimize the processes, you improve the revenue growth. Yeah, all together combined have to be balanced out appropriately.
Good, sir. Thank you so much for the valid kind of output which you gave me. That thank you. And you have led many teams. Like it's a team of 800 people or so, and you even managed a $14 million portfolios. What's the toughest challenge which you faced in this scenario?
So the toughest challenge was to achieve the consistency throughout at scale without losing the agility. So you need to manage a mammoth size of team members, the costs, the budgets, the quality, and give the best customer experience and related applications, be it a front-end based application, or a back-end using Java and Spring Boot combination, or a back-end using Python and then Django, or any of those fast API technologies, or Microsoft .NET specific backend, and this getting updated onto a database, again relational, non-relational, and everything on the cloud. So The key challenges include here is to have the talent retention. I mean, reduce the attrition, upskill them continuously, yeah, and keep them motivated. Uh, do different kind of activities, including internal competition um or certifications or any appreciations, awards, and rewards. While that happens on the other side, on the people and then the retention, of course you as a leader will have your support team, be it HR or second level, third level leadership. But the best part is to see that you stick to the quality, the timelines, use tools and technologies, processes, something like use agile and scrum based delivery, uh, execution, and if when it yeah and execute it appropriately. And when it comes to the technology, use the latest tools and processes like microservices based application development and deployment, and that brings in more of a layered structured, and you have the boundaries. Yeah, even for a continuously changing requirements, you will have a luxury of maintaining it, scaling it, upscaling it, or changing the requirements, etc. So indirectly you are the owner of your product for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So you have to make sure that you are setting up a right path. It is technical, people, process, training. It's like a marathon for enterprise based customers at least.
Okay, that's good, sir. In sectors like a BFSI and healthcare, compliance is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
How do you balance the innovation? I could say specifically innovation in GDPR, HIPAA,
Yeah.
and SOC2.
See, this is a very good question. Compliance is a part and parcel of your design. It has to be. No more dev ops separately. So security has been a mandatory now. So it is a DevSecOps. Additionally, compliance goes in hand with the security side of it. So you have to design security based design, compliance based design. It has to be embedded into your design from day one onwards. In fact, if you step back from the day one of requirements gathering and discussing with the customer itself, you have to make sure you set the expectations that compliance is non-negotiable. So we have to allocate some budget, timeline for those. While that happens, you have to balance it out. So you have to definitely leverage the security inbuilt features, be it Amazon Web Services or Azure or Google Cloud, or any of the tools and technologies that are available which you use down the line during your development. So most of them come inbuilt, HIPAA based, US healthcare based, or global healthcare based solution, processes and tools. And while that is readily available for you, you have to make sure you implement that compliance based design, development, testing, deployment, and post deployment, along with the readily available solutions. So that brings in an extra point or extra advantage over the competition. So if your solution, if your product or your application is compliant, then you have an advantage. So nowadays customers look for that kind of applications where that kind of overhead or extra design development is not required to be done. Everything is readily built and available. So it has to be embedded into the design aspect of it.
That's good, sir. Good answer for that also. Many enterprises struggle multi-cloud. What's your decision for framework? Shall we go for this multi-cloud or a single cloud? That's I called multi-cloud, right? Right.
Yeah. Yes. You have options here. So pretty simple and straightforward. You can use single cloud. And what happens is multi-cloud is good, but that brings some overhead. So there are some enterprise customers where they have their end customers using the best of the best cloud, like Amazon services is best in something, right? Maybe the scale and tools and processes that are available, security side of it. And Azure is more of a in-house for Microsoft based applications that they have. And Google GCP comes with a strong AI ML side of those solutions that are available, right? They're far ahead. So some of the end customers use best of all this. So if I have my customer for whom I'm developing some application, so in turn they have their end customer, customers. So all comes down to you keep your customer happy. In turn, your customer has multiple other end customers, and your responsibility is to understand the entire ecosystem and build and scale your applications. When you build your stack, you build the base stack including the front end, back end, and the cloud integration side of it. But after that, you keep configuring and customizing it to various customers. So that is how it happens. Now, while you have your pretty straightforward, simple single cloud based applications, you have your customers who has this kind of multi cloud based applications and then enterprise stack that they have been using. So you will have a flexibility of using regulatory flexibility that is built in and readily available by your multiple clouds, because of you have the best of the best. However, uh, this avoids vendor lock-in. Vendor lock-in is something, if I am into Microsoft based solutions, if I am using .NET, I am stuck. I have to be using the all related Microsoft technologies, Microsoft Azure, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or all the micro PowerPoint or micro Power BI and so on. But here, if you want your product to be much more sellable and across the globe, you have to be cloud agnostic, software programming language agnostic, database agnostic. Yeah, because even in your database, you could use different uh, databases, particularly Redis cache for fast refreshing area. For permanent storage, you might be using PostgreSQL and non-relational databases. So this is more of a technical aspect of it, but when you come to the multi-cloud side of it, it is more to have a luxury of avoiding vendor locking in and bringing in complexity, reduced complexity, use regulatory flexibility, etc. One point is you have to add or bring in Kubernetes, Terraform, strong architecture, which must be working seamlessly across these technologies. And when you integrate it, you have few challenges that you will have to face, and it has to work appropriately. That is a new challenge, but once it is done, maybe in an iterative manner, so it is all up and running. It's a sellable product. It's a product which is hit for the enterprise customers.
Good. So you have built responsible AI frameworks. What does it responsibility actually execute in an execution, and how do you enforce across global teams?
Yeah, definitely. Responsibility itself is something that you definitely make sure AI ensures trust, safety, accountability. Yeah, a few terms like bias mitigation, model explainability, strong data governance, because end customers like banking customers or healthcare customers information is quite sensitive, very sensitive information. Even security side of it, and you have to have this inbuilt into your applications, and it has to be API driven. Yeah, so that from a development and developer a community perspective, it is much more adaptable and usable and maintainable. So it has to be continuously monitored, and also because it is an artificial intelligence, right? So there is a data that it is being input. So you have a term called human in the loop. So you have to intervene, test it, train it, and at the end of the day, it has to be more uh, productive, I mean, improve your productivity and reduce the risks. And healthcare and banking and bank BFSI, these practices are essential for reliability and adoption.
From your experience in smart cities and IoT, what's the biggest uh, underestimated challenge?
See, I would say smart cities, yes, definitely, that is what we are moving towards. And some of the countries are very advanced, and some are in the mid level, and some are still behind. Uh, Execution is a big challenge, and integration, as applications individually they might work. You might test, design, develop, test, deploy, not deploy, at least till development. After that, uh, let's take an quick example. So smart parking, smart healthcare management, smart education, smart lighting. So there is a necessity of cybersecurity, industry 4.0 terms or technologies. Let's talk about quickly. So cybersecurity, the cloud, obviously there is an IoT and IoT at least. Then you have artificial intelligence for predictive parking, predictive healthcare, your disease identification, right? Um, so cloud or multi-cloud. So you have your applications, your functionality that you have developed individually into this, maybe your front end, the middleware, the back end, and the cloud side of it. Now the best part is, if it works while you integrate it, it is all good and done. But it has to be iterative. You have to make it work, it has to be integrated, and you have to follow the processes and norms, and it changes from country to country, across multiple systems and multiple vendors. So, and also real time data streams. So the advantage here that we have is to see that you get the real time support, real time data, real time information, right? Smart cities, it has to be well designed individual systems, and it has to be scalable, because individual systems often struggle to function cohesively in a unified ecosystem. So it takes some time, and it takes some technical challenges that you will have to cross through. And interoperability, so because there is an IoT devices, sensors, it has to work cohesively with the software that is there, and that in turn with the database and the cloud. Yeah. And you have edge computing to improve your performance, that we will talk. But edge computing is something that you have intelligence and then AI ML software logic implemented on the edge devices, end devices itself, so that the response is much faster. You don't need the request to be sent, the entire information traveling into the cloud itself is powerful. But if you have that logic, predictive information, and information getting displayed in the edge system itself, which is a future, that makes it more smarter, so-called smart cities implementation.
Good, sir. Thank you so much for the example which you gave me. That's truly inspiring for the new aspirants who would like to get into the AI. So, with AI accelerating as automation, so I just want to ask you that. So, are they really creating new jobs, new opportunities, or just speeding up the work, the job displacement? I could say that.
AI is a force multiplier. Basically, it automates repetitive tasks. Yeah, it automates, definitely. It creates new roles also. So it, human in the loop is not definitely ruled out. There has to be a human, right? So to operate that, to make it more effective, test it, train it. Yeah. Hallucination improvement, human in the loop, data management, security aspects of it. So it also creates new roles, and it enhances the productivity. While you stop doing the repetitive task and let it out to the system, you can improve the productivity, the time that you acquire to do more of a research, innovation, understanding and learning, and then think further. So that way, that is how you enhance your productivity. and you drive innovation. So the shift is from task based roles to skill based roles, making reskilling and adaptability more critical here. Yeah, so it is not doing the job displacement. It is, in fact, it is enhancing your productivity to do more smarter jobs and activities. Right? Take a typical washing machine, right? So you have to be there as a human. So, but it enhances your any of those machines as well. You can take.
That's a good answer, sir. Do responsible AI frameworks drive long term advantage, or do they slow down innovation and profitability?
No, they do. They won't slow down the innovation. They enable sustainable innovation by ensuring trust. Your question was, do responsible AI frameworks slow innovation? Responsible AI frameworks will not slow down the innovation. In fact, they enable sustainable innovation by ensuring trust, compliance, long-term adoption. Yeah, and organizations which have inbuilt trust, yeah, inbuilt innovation and into their applications, they have basically the organizations that embed responsible AI into their solutions, they have an early gain, they have an advantage, competitive advantage.
The answers you've been giving, it's truly like unimaginable, which we doesn't know that. So, what's a common mistake when enterprises do? It's like when the I could say that what's the common mistakes?
AI as a short-term initiative. It's not pretty straightforward, quick wins, but at the same time, it cannot be never-ending. So it requires long-term investment, stay focused, strong data foundations. Yeah, uh, you need a skilled talent, patience, and also continuous learning. As I keep my tagline, training and mentoring. Then entire organization has to be aligned with that kind of focused initiative that has to be. So if you miss any of this, then it is a mess, and then it is not so effective AI adoption that will happen.
Hopefully, I believe the enterprises will certainly, if
Yeah,
someone, one of our audience will be watching that, so who want to start up as a startup, that would be really the kind of input, the insight which you give, that would be really helpful for them. So they'll certainly focus on that, I believe.
yeah, you have the tools and technologies that are available, so you have to use them and effectively and have the right skills and talent with you. And the best part is whatever the applications that you are developing is for user experience enhancement to enable and facilitate and more make it more usable. So that is how it is. So you have to use cloud, cybersecurity aspects of it, IoT side of it, and AI ML and applications in Python will come very handy there. So integrate all these things, follow a proper DevOps or DevSecOps uh, methodology of implementing and rolling out, and test it, train it, human in the loop. Then you have something that is coming out very well successfully.
As we wrap up this insightful session on SJ Talks, a big thank you to Mr. Madhusudhana Rao Garu for sharing your valuable experience and specifically valuable perspectives on AI, innovation, and leadership. So your journey really inspires everyone. To our audience, stay tuned for more such conversations. Until next time, this is Krishna signing off. Thank you, sir, for being on the show once again.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you all.